back to another spotlight. Welcome back to another segment of Warrior Spotlight. We just roll with it. Where the stories are real and the emotions are raw. Woo! I guess it's going to be one of those nights. Okay, so first off, we want to welcome everybody back from their holiday. We hope everybody had a great holiday. We took that time off. I didn't really do much, but we still took that time off. And we would like to hear, you could put them in the comments for Rain. Just let us know what you did over the holiday weekend. We'd love to hear if you went camping or spent it with your friends or whatever you did. What did you guys do for the holiday?
Home.
Yep.
We were at your house swimming and barbecue.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Nothing.
Okay, nothing's always a good one.
Nothing's good.
Yeah, nothing's good. I want to talk about this group. I don't know if you've heard about them. They're called Inspired Lumber. And I'll make sure that I give you one of these.
Okay.
So they are a civilian company that started a nonprofit side to it as well. And they just brought on an executive director. He's a Marine. His name is, Danny. And they do like a 6-week course to where they pick wooden projects that veterans can build. And so the veterans don't have to pay for it. Lucas County is sponsoring the build of those.
Wow.
And so I don't know exactly how many that can go in a course or stuff like that, but they're really just getting started with this. And so they came for a tour, a couple weeks ago. And so we're looking to do some partnership with them as well.
Nice.
Yes. And so
fantastic.
It's absolutely amazing. And we will put this flyer out there. I'm sure Rain already did it. Put the flyer out there so people know how to get in contact with them. And it's just a great way for first responders and veterans to work together and learn to build things. And then the really cool part, one of the things that they've told me is when they're done with a 6-week program, right, you can become a member of this Inspired.
And then go around and teach other people?
Well, no, they go around and they do community projects then, like the
nice.
habitat and stuff like that.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, it's super cool what they do. Yeah.
I want to know when they come out and do something with you. I would love to see that.
Yeah, we are working on a build project for here. I'm super excited about it. I think Danny's pretty excited about it too. And it's something I've wanted since I've been here. That's all I'm saying. So let's move on.
That ain't fair.
Secrets are fun.
Right. Next up, I want to talk about, we have our 6th annual Warrior fundraiser, it's the 6th annual Warrior fundraiser. It is July 31st and it is at Leroy's. Same place as we had it last year. I want to give a shout out to Visiting Angels, Copper Island, Lambertville Vet, TLC Community Credit Union, and Cornerstone Caregiving. They are our sponsors so far at this point to help us get things rolling along. And then Deb Steelgrave, she is this amazing person in Monroe, and she donates all the flower centerpieces.
Oh, how nice.
She owns a floral place, and they're just absolutely beautiful. Nick and Jack Amlin will be back in action. They do live auction stuff, which is fun. And Abigail Sadawi, she will be our MC for the evening. So it will be fun. We've got hard tickets, and you can get tickets online. Single tickets are $80. Couples are $150. And it's just going to be a nice evening. One more announcement before we get into everything around the table. We have the Wheels for Warrior, the 2nd Wheels for Warrior car show. It's right here at the Stone Co. Park. Last year was our first year, and we had 125 cars show up for our first show. Amazing. And then thank you.
Vanna White.
And then, so we're really excited, hopefully having more cars this year. And we have great people who actually run it for us. And so, it's great. So mark your calendars for that. Get on Facebook. Let us know if you're coming, because everything's out there on Facebook and our website as well. Okay, ladies, we're turning it over to you. Okay, tonight's guests are, Anne, Mooney, and Anna. Last names are not important around the table right here.
We are so proud of her. She did it.
So I'm just going to do I have just a little bit about you, and then we're going to actually start with you. And
why?
Because I said so.
It's her show. Okay.
You're up, girl.
Yeah. And then we'll end with you, and then we'll all be talking collaboratively together.
Okay.
Okay, so you were an E4 in the United States Air Force, right? And your job was to cut orders to bring the Vietnam vets home.
Yep.
You were the founder of Downriver for Veterans, and you said your job is still to take care of those veterans. Right?
Absolutely. Same thing you do, sister, but you do a lot more than I do.
Well, let's talk about what you do.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about you being the
do a lot.
founder.
There's seriously.
Let's start with when you founded it and why you founded it.
Probably for the same reason you pick stuff up. It's just we see our fellow veterans and what's lacking, what's missing.
Mm-hmm.
And I was with the Veterans Court, and we had veterans. My God, Jamie, they were coming in November with no shoes, flip-flops, no coats. And I was working the courts, and this one, what was his name? Oh my gosh, he's passed away now. His name was Dennis something. And he came in one day with no coat. It was freezing. And it was the 28th District Court right next to Walmart.
Okay.
So I come walking in and I go, Dennis, where's your coat? He goes, I don't have one. And I'm like, oh my God. So I get up from my desk. I go over and he's got flip-flops on. I go, you don't even have shoes? He goes, no. I go, why don't you have anything? I can't afford it. I got to pay the bus to get here. I got to pay for drug testing. I got to pay for this. So I don't have the money. So I said, well, surely there's got to be somewhere. I mean, we're veterans. There's got to be somewhere you can get this stuff. He goes, well, when you find it, let me know. So meanwhile, I ran next door on my lunch to Walmart's and got him a coat and shoes, and I brought it back to him. And then that day I left work, I was 61 at the time. And I left work and I thought, there has to be something downriver. There has to be. There's Salvation Armies, there's Purple Heart, there's got to be something. So I went in the Salvation Army and I asked him, I said, do you give stuff to veterans free? No. I go, why? Because we don't. Okay. Then I went to Purple Heart. Do you give stuff to veterans free? No. Okay. So I went home and I was like, I need to quit working and start a 501c3. But my original goal was to never quit work till I was 67 because I wanted the money. So I'm like, well, I got 8 months before I turned 62. Let me see what I can find out. So I talked to other veterans and they were like, if we want food, we can go to Detroit. If we want coats, we can go to Detroit. If we want shoes, housing, we go to Detroit. They're like, we don't live in Detroit. And I'm like, I understand you. You don't. You
Right.
live downriver. Why did we get ignored? So I quit my job and I was dating Norm at the time. Yeah, my eyes didn't
Good old
cross.
Norm.
Good old Norm. Anyway, he let us rent a building.
Uh-huh.
So no income. I'm now getting Social Security. That's it. So I opened this building up all by myself. And I'm in there one day and I started bawling. I'm like, you stupid idiot. What have you done? Somebody's taken your job. You're not going to make this. It's not going to work. You're going to have to pay it. And then I was like, you know what? You already quit. There's nothing you could do. Pull your boots up and get going. And we ended up Mike Rowe.
Yeah.
Mary Combs got a hold of Mike Rowe and he came out and redid our warehouse and he literally put us on the map.
Yeah.
And we've been going strong since then. And then the Catholics from St. Clair Shores during COVID had the church we're in. And they were talking to one of our veterans one day and she goes, you know, we're going to have to close this church. Nobody wants to come from St. Clair Shores to the church. So we're going to close it and donate it. And he said, who are you going to donate it to? She goes, I don't really know, maybe kids or something. He goes, do you ever thought about veterans? And she goes, no. So we met with her. She ended up giving us the building.
That's amazing.
So now we have the building, but we're still, my goal was to retire before 70. It didn't work. I still want the prefab homes for veterans.
Yeah.
I still, and I
Yeah.
can't quit until we get it.
Nope.
Mhm.
But it's hard trying to get people to understand exactly what a veteran is. And you know
Yeah.
what I mean.
Yeah. For sure.
A veteran has a stigma with it.
Mhm.
And if all you know is veterans with PTSD or all you've ever met is a veteran with a drug or alcohol issue,
Mhm.
in your mind, that is every veteran.
Yeah.
So it's very hard. It's been really hard. We have gone to some places And there are people that have actually gone up to the council and said, we don't want them in our backyard.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
They've even said, I don't want to look out my window and see a bunch of drunks over there. And I'm thinking, wait a minute, I'm the founder. Do they think I'm stupid that I'm going to put a bunch of alcoholics and drunks in a house? So my husband did find some property, him and her, and I don't know exactly where it is. We have to go look at it. But it looks like somebody had started, the road's there.
Okay.
And my husband said it looks like somebody started to get the ground ready to put houses on it. It's got
It looks
electricity,
like they were
water,
gonna make
Oh.
like a
the
development.
Oh, yeah.
The cul-de-sacs, how they.
Yes.
That's what
But-
it looks like.
But it's for sale now.
Oh.
So we're going to
Okay.
check into that.
Mhm.
Uh,
Is it close to your current location?
How far is it from the house about?
It's probably about 20 minutes from her house.
Your house? And how close is
Down
it to the
Woodland.
church?
Oh, so be close
we're
to
40,
us too then.
we're
That would be
40
fabulous.
minutes.
Okay.
We're 40
Yeah.
minutes from the church, which I could never give that building up because we don't pay rent or
Yeah.
anything.
That
Sure.
was
Um,
donated to us.
Yeah, and it would stay there. This property, I want to put the prefab homes
Yeah.
on
Mhm.
and make a rec center and do what you're doing,
Yeah. Mhm.
but do it for the veterans.
Yeah.
And just have a community center, a library. So my husband, which I can't believe he said this, he said, honey, when Victoria gives us a price on it, he said, I have no problem putting 100,000 on it. I went, what? I go, you don't want me to retire.
You two
He wants
together are
you to
so
be-
giving.
Yeah.
He wants you to be
seriously.
He wants me to be happy. So we're supposed to be looking at it this week. Everybody keep prayer.
Oh,
for sure.
definitely.
Wouldn't that be perfect?
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, it's everything
Yes.
there's, Jamie, the water, the electricity,
I love that it's
everything.
close to our farm too.
Yes,
because we
and
will
it's
get
close to
people-
James.
Yes,
Yeah.
because
And you know what?
it's not far.
And I really believe in putting people together.
100%.
I wish more nonprofits
I-
would partner.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Because when you did the invitation, that was one of the things that that hooked me right away. I was going to make this night work
Uh-huh.
because too many people, and I think I talked to you. Remember, I made the
Mm.
phone call to you,
Mm.
and I said, hey, I had this conversation with somebody, and they were like, you're in I don't want to be in competition with you, so I'm no longer going to give you any information because I want to develop a program. And it took me weeks literally to process that because I'm like, is that what this is? Do we compete?
And
the
but you know
nonprofit
what?
world?
None
And
of
I'm like,
us, none of us do the
no,
same thing.
Because
yeah.
no, and it doesn't matter. There could be 100 of each of us, and
Yeah,
we
and
still,
still couldn't
couldn't
serve them
the
all.
people
Yeah,
that need
yes.
the service.
And we
Yeah.
couldn't
Yeah.
serve them
Yeah.
the same way.
Yeah.
No, and
Yeah.
the collaboration is
Mhm.
necessary. Without the collaborations, you will die.
And,
Your
and it,
nonprofit
not just
will
that,
die.
that's
Like,
where the
We're just
children
going
in
to
the
go
vet-
with it. We were going to talk about that a little bit later, but we are in the
We are in
conversation.
it.
So just
We are
join
in
in the
it.
conversation. That's where
Yeah.
we're at now.
The passion took over. Sorry.
If you
I'll just
want
stay here and drink my water.
If you want Ann to shut up, just say, tell Ann, shut up.
She's like,
You know
feeding
what?
over here.
With three of us,
Mm-hmm.
if there aren't enough of you, then a veteran will fall through the crack, like your Navy vet.
Yeah.
If he hadn't have been here, that Navy vet would have fallen through the
yeah.
crack.
100%.
And she said she's driven past here countless times,
Just never come in.
never come in. And then she
That
watched
night when your guest didn't
somehow
show
she
up,
watched the first podcast.
That
Yes,
was her
yeah.
invitation.
Yeah,
Yep.
for
That's
sure.
really cool.
You probably saved a life, sister.
That's what I tell Kendall he did.
He saved a
his,
life.
His story did. Mhm.
That
And
is
she says that
amazing.
to him. Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah. So that's amazing.
Makes your heart so full.
It sure does.
Yeah.
Okay. So tell us more about what you do. So what kind of things do you take? How do you get your stuff?
Okay, we don't take clothes anymore. Anne started off with that in the very beginning because of what I saw in the court.
Mm-hmm.
We had a warehouse full of clothes. Veterans would come in. I'm like, go help yourself to clothes. We don't want those clothes. I'm like, okay. Every one of them. There's some nice pants. I don't want those pants. I'm like, what the hell am I doing? So then we got rid of the clothes. And then I started, like you, baby steps. You start figuring out what they need, what they want.
Mhm.
So then we got into paying for teeth.
Mm.
Because you know as well as I do, the
Dentist.
government is
Yeah.
notorious for yanking your teeth out, but they won't put them back in.
Yeah.
So we were paying for teeth. We've been away
56 cars.
56 cars. Right now, I don't know what's going on. Anybody out there has a car they want to donate? I have 2 veterans that don't have cars, and they were all donated.
Oh.
And then we get them fixed up, and they have to go get the insurance and the title. We make sure it's all legit. What else? She does food pantry every month.
So 20 veterans.
So what do you do for her?
Yeah,
Nothing.
Why are you sitting here with us today, Monica?
because she's my driver.
Not true.
She's
Not
my
true.
driver. Okay.
Driving Miss Daisy.
Now that wasn't necessary.
You kind of started it.
Yeah, I did start it. No, she does a lot. Tell them what you
What
do.
do you do?
What did you do today?
Clean the warehouse.
No, what did you do with the vet?
Oh, we took food to a veteran in Dearborn. We pack it up. So we have everything that a veteran would need to move into their house. Dishes, pots, pans, silverware. It's all brand new stuff. I don't take anything used because we all feel that when a veteran's moving into their place for the first time, they should have new stuff and it's theirs.
Yes.
We
I
do
love
have
that.
some stuff that is used,
Mhm.
like dishes, but we try to give them everything new.
Mhm.
We get donations from Sam's Club that I pick up at least once a week from.
So do you do this full time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have another job?
No.
Okay. All right.
But wait, that ain't all you do. What about the truck
I
stop?
interrupted her. Go ahead.
What about the truck stop? What about your haircuts? What about
Can you give me a minute?
Miss Daisy is going to be reading.
There's
Have
this
at it.
issue.
Okay, go ahead.
So once a month we go to the truck stop and with the state police and pass out information for human trafficking.
Oh,
There's 4 veterans that go with me, along with there's probably 3 or 4 cops that show up.
okay.
It started with me and the one officer, and he is pulling other officers in to get them
Mm-hmm.
to do it too in case he can't.
Mhm.
We pass out food once a month, and then during the month she usually calls me and say, "Hey, I got a veteran that needs something." So we do that. We pick up from Amazon whenever they call. I go get it.
Mm-hmm.
Haircuts.
Haircuts are once a month. Starting again this month because the girl that we had doing free haircuts for the veterans hurt herself.
Oh, okay.
So one of our board members got a hold of somebody else, and she starts this Monday again. It's the
And
second,
so how? Okay, yeah. Go ahead.
second Monday of the month, from 12 to 2.
And it's at the church.
Yep, it's
Oh, okay.
at our building.
My
Okay.
healthy vet.
That would be you, not me.
Go ahead, chime back in.
Anyway,
Welcome to the show, Ann.
hi. Great book. So Moody helps me a lot. I couldn't do what I do without her.
Yeah.
You know how you always got to have that one person. We are doing at the very end of the month. We have Sonia from the VA and Jeffrey Devereaux, who is our Air Force buddy, who runs No Veteran Left Behind.
Mm.
They are coming to the warehouse on the 28th
28th.
from
And what is
5 to
that?
7.
I've never heard of it. What is that?
Michigan Love a Vet? No.
No
No
veteran.
Veteran Left Behind is a nonprofit for veterans that is in Detroit.
And they do what?
I don't know.
Okay then.
I have a hard enough time figuring out what I
Invite
do.
them.
Right, yeah. What is
Another
it?
another
You-
invitation.
but-
Yeah.
Jeffrey Devereaux, if you are listening, you need to come on Jamie's show.
yeah. Oh yeah. We want to talk about what he's
Yeah,
doing.
I think he's retired Air Force.
Okay.
too.
Awesome. Go
Um,
ahead. Sorry.
So anyway, he is coming with Sonia from the VA to do My Healthy Vet.
Okay.
We're getting veterans registered into the system because I get veterans every single week. You probably get them too. They're like, can somebody take me to my doctor? I need a refill. I go, do you have My Healthy Vet? The what?
Mm-hmm.
I go, My Healthy Vet? No. I go, okay. So I've been trying to find somebody. Finally, Sonia called me. She goes, your buddy Gerald Thomas from the Detroit VA says you need a class. I go, I do.
Yeah.
Why are these veterans paying Uber?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
To
said-
go get a prescription.
Yeah,
so
and
true.
not just that. I said, you don't need to go to see your doctor to get the results. You could go on the computer. They're right
Mhm.
there.
Yeah. Yes.
If you are upset about something, you can talk to your doctor. So we're trying. That is our goal right now, is to get the word out about getting
Yeah.
people to this.
yeah.
We're going to have food. It's free. They're going to teach people, if you don't have an iPad or a computer,
Mhm.
they can teach you on your phone.
Oh.
So you can put
And
the
do you
app
have the
on your
date for
phone.
this yet?
Yeah,
Sorry.
so July 28th from 5 to 7.
And I'll get more information from her, and then we'll post it out there as well. Sure.
That
Yeah.
right
Mhm.
now is our big thing. So bless her heart, the warehouse is like bulging from everything in it.
Yeah, because I just picked up 6 pallets from Sam's Club, and then I had a trailer and a truck full from Amazon, and she's like, "Oh, I need this all moved away." I'm like, "Alrighty, I'll find some crevices to put it in."
You know what we should have done? We should have brought bring her out some of the Clorox
Yes,
and the wet water wipes.
we still can do that.
Yeah, we need to get them to you.
Okay.
We have tons of
I
them.
got like
You too.
two pallets of the Clorox wipes, and then they gave us a pallet of the
Water wipes.
water wipes.
For
They're baby
kids.
wipes, but they're good. It's 99% water, so
Yeah.
you can use it for anything.
Sure. And that's amazing around a barn.
Oh,
isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah.
We can bring you guys some
Yeah.
of those. So basically, that's it this month, right?
So how do veterans get connected with you? How do they find out about you? That's always the question I get asked.
We have 2 Facebook pages. We have an open one, Downriver for Veterans. We have a closed one.
Mhm.
And then we also have Kathy Kane is now working on our website. We've always had a website, but she's really done it up.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to have all the board's emails, addresses on there
Mhm.
as soon as we figure out how to do it. Because right now, every email that comes in goes to me. Not funny.
No, you're right.
I'm like, forward. So
yeah.
she's working on that right now. And most 90% of our events are on it.
Mm.
And what we do and how we started and
A
the
lot
board
of it
members.
comes from the VA itself. They tell them, "Oh, call them. They got furniture. They got this." And it's like, why is the VA
Unbelievable.
telling you to come to us when you got more money
They
than we
do.
do?
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah.
They'll or the VOA or the VBA.
Yeah.
Somebody will call me and say, I'm moving into my apartment and I need the security deposit. I go, how much is it? $1,900. I go, who sent you to me? The VOA or the VBA. I'm like, they're government funded. Why are they coming to me?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I get to be the one that says, I can give you 1,000. I can't give you all of it. And then of course, their attitude is, well, that's not what they told me,
Yeah.
but most of the people get a hold of us through our webpage.
Yep.
Yeah, Kathy has really done her best to put Downriver for Veterans above any other Downriver word.
Mm-hmm.
So when you put Downriver in there, Downriver for Veterans is usually the first thing that
Oh.
pops up.
Okay.
So then people, as you can see, I have 2 phones, the DFV phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, so people call and, we do what we can to take care of them. And
So
When they-
are
when
you a
they
veteran?
No, my father is a
Okay.
Vietnam veteran.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for your support and all that you do.
she does
So
a
that's
lot.
amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, she does a lot. I couldn't do it without her.
Yeah, right. We know those secret keepers that say they do nothing.
Yeah,
we
yeah,
can't
she
do it without.
does.
Yeah,
She
yeah,
does.
for sure.
Yeah, she does a lot.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna switch over to you. We're gonna
Okay.
mix it up some. And so you have your behavioral health coordinator,
Mhm.
a school social worker,
Yep.
and the founder of Healing Hearts Therapeutic Farm, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Give us the spiel about you.
Spiel.
What do we know about Anna?
What do we know about Anna? Okay, so I opened Healing Hearts Therapeutic Farm based on my upbringing, which was foster care. So
Okay.
I grew up through foster care, and then I had lots of real family that was active in services in different areas.
Okay.
So veterans have always been a part of my life, even though I am not one myself. So civilian over here, but first responders close to the heart, veterans close to my heart, because I love our country, period. And it is the way it is because of the people that have served.
And what do you do at your
So-
farm?
So our farm we provide therapeutic programming. So we do animal assisted interventions.
Kind of animals you got?
Oh, girl, we don't have time for that. How much time we got?
Yes, we do.
Y'all,
Go
okay.
ahead. I've
We
got
have
it.
at least about 70 animals.
Okay.
So, and they range, I'll start with our horse barn. So we have 5 miniature horses, 2 full-size horses, a donkey who thinks she's the queen.
Of course.
Paisley Peaches is the queen. Then we've got 3 miniature pigs, 3 bunnies, 2 Scottish Highland cows, a miniature Scottish Highland cross cow. We've got 2 peacocks who just had babies. So now we have 7. Yes. So we have 5 little peacock chicks. I call them pea chicks. I don't know
They're
what
white.
they're
They are
called.
so cute.
They're
posted
different
it.
colors.
I
I
didn't
know.
see that.
Yeah.
I gotta
They're
see
so
that.
sweet.
Oh,
We just got 3 baby turkeys, and their coloring is beautiful already.
Mhm.
And because people
Are you gonna
reach
eat 'em?
out to us, no,
I'm
we
just
don't
kidding.
eat anything. I'm like, no,
nice
no,
job,
no.
Jamie.
We eat eggs. That's it. So we eat eggs. So the turkeys came to us because someone who lived in Taylor bought turkeys because they really wanted chickens.
Mhm.
They are not the same.
No.
So they went to get
Hence the
chickens,
names.
decided to get turkeys, realized that not chickens nor turkeys are allowed in Taylor. So thus needed to rehome their baby turkeys.
And you're like,
And
come
found
on.
us. So sometimes the birds, I love my birds. Like I just love my birds.
Yeah.
So we've got the peacocks, we have pheasants, we have
I thought you had a pig.
we do 3 miniature pigs.
Yeah.
Got 3.
That one didn't look miniature.
3. They're minis.
Don't you pull rank on me.
They're minis.
I swear to God, that one I saw there was the big old fat thing.
Well, they are fat, but they're still
That's
miniature
not
pigs.
mini.
No, honey, anything that's under 350 pounds is a miniature pig.
Did you know that?
Miniature
No
pig.
idea.
I didn't
Yeah,
know that.
I'll help educate you. It's part of what we do.
Wow.
So the pigs are there. Then we got all the birds, the Sebastopolkis, which are the curly feathered geese.
Oh,
They're
okay. Yeah.
really, really cool. So
Yeah.
we call them sebbies.
Okay.
We
What
have
do you
a bunch
call
of those. Sebbies. They're
Subbies?
sebbies. We got 7 of those, 8, because they had babies last year. And then we have a pheasant, and then we have 7 sheep, 3 miniature Shetland sheep, and 4 Dorsets, and 4 goats, and 2 Great Pyrenees puppies,
And 2
And so-
tortoises.
2 tortoises, and we just got their structure done.
Okay, I don't see.
I've
Um,
seen that too.
DTE
Yeah.
gifted us like an amazing grant to keep doing these programs. So we have a veterans program. So we created this, which it's funny that she's at the table here and that I actually was able to talk to you because when I was first trying to reach out and make connections and just find who are the veterans programs, like who can help me connect with veterans to tell them I have this beautiful place and part of my mission is to invite you here, right, to heal. And I had a hell of a time. So I reached out and I left messages at VAs in Canton, Ann Arbor, and Detroit. I called someone that I knew that used to work for the Veterans Affairs and the VA hospital. And so she gave me 2 names and numbers. I called and left messages with them, emailed. Nobody returned my call. Then I made a connection with someone that knew this one over here. And so I kept hearing her name, Ann, you got to talk to Ann. And I'm like, I've tried to talk to Ann. I can't find Ann. Ann is like hard to find. There was
She's
like
a mystery.
there was like gatekeeping going on. So like she was like, I'll bring Ann out. And I'm like, oh, that'd be awesome. Nicole Charge.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So she said, I'll bring Ann out. And I'm like, that'd be awesome. So Nicole says, I've got it scheduled. And Ann's coming out. She's bringing some of her board members. So we did a farm tour. It was so amazing. I think that tour, because they got to see the actual environment, walk the farm, meet me. Like I say all the time, like my personality, I facilitate the environment and the programs out there, but really it's the farm and the animals that do all the healing, right?
Yeah.
And in Jesus, like he's very much there.
Oh, let's
So-
not forget him.
Very, very, very much there. And so we did like a circle with the girls at the end of the tour, and we did a prayer. Like I did a closing prayer at that, and like some of them were crying. And there has been a relationship that feels more familial than it does anything, just from that one connection.
Yeah.
Like it only takes one. Like it was just.
And so how
And we've
long ago
been-
has that been?
5 years now. Has it been almost 5?
Wow.
Yeah, I think.
Didn't we do a baby shower or
You
something?
did. We
in your
hosted it.
barn?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
the barn.
Baby
Yeah,
shower.
because she loves Scottish Highland cows.
Yep.
So she
Yes,
wanted the
we did a
baby shower.
there.
We've done barbecues. We've got the Keeper program. So it stands for Knowing Every Experience Presents Emotional Response. And it's based in trauma-informed and cognitive behavioral therapy.
So do you specialize in one particular area over another?
I would say, so in my life, probably the trauma-informed practices, right? Because I can walk that walk and talk that talk,
Sure.
right? Having had that in my background.
Mhm.
And substance recovery,
Okay.
substance use and substance recovery is something I'm really good at. And we all know that veterans can come with that, right? It
Oh,
is something that they
100%,
lean on,
Yeah,
right,
for sure.
to deal with their emotions.
Yeah.
So having the mini cabins out there, we've connected with a program in which we love, Paula's House in Monroe.
Yep.
So substance use recovery for
Yep.
women in the
Mhm.
program. So they come out to our mini cabins and they have a mini cabin retreat. So we do the women's Bible or journal in a year.
Mhm.
I jumpstart that for all the girls. We feed them like they're queens and princesses,
Mhm.
and they do farm work. They connect. We do a fire together.
Mhm.
We serve them and give them space to heal and just be. They disconnect. They're encouraged to just disconnect from this as much as possible. And it is the coolest thing. Like me being able to serve them is amazing. It heals me, is
Oh.
what I'll say.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1,000%. So
Yeah.
you serve all populations.
We do.
Do you serve kids too?
Well, okay, we serve kids with our farm chores and s'mores. So we
Okay.
have an event that we do where families can come out and we do farm chores all together, and then we light up the bonfire and we do s'mores.
Oh, okay.
So that the kids are invited to. I do individual and family therapy, so sometimes kids are connected with that, but most of the time I'm focusing on teens and adults.
Okay.
Yeah, because I work with kids all day.
So with your veterans with substance abuse,
Mhm.
how does the programming work with that?
It's just like, to me, I think it is one of the things that I really try to do is to create an environment where people can come and I meet them where they're at.
Mhm.
So it's the come as you are,
Mhm.
and I'm not judging you for
Mhm.
that. So the honesty, the transparency, because to me, like what I tell people all the time is we can't deal with your demons unless you let them show.
So do they
So-
have to have insurance or how?
Nope.
Okay.
No, right now our grant is covering the veterans programs. So
And
mhm.
is it a traditional, like a 6-12 week, whatever?
So the
you
keeper
assess them?
program is 6 weeks. So
Okay.
that one they come out and it's a 6 week and they get a journal. And actually Mooney attended one just to attend it.
And
so the
is
first
that in
one
a
I did.
group or individual?
It's a group.
Okay.
It's a group.
Do you
But
have individual?
I can do individual. Yes.
Okay. Because I'm asking all these questions because I have a veteran.
You do?
Yes. And
Okay.
so one of the things here is they cannot, they have to be through a recovery program.
Absolutely.
So we do not do that. And our commitment here is 50 weeks. So they have to be committed. And we know
Yeah,
when they're
which
in
I
substance
love.
that
That's-
they typically can't make that commitment.
No, they can't.
Yeah.
And so, which that's just going to lead us right into exactly why we're here, right?
Mhm.
Why we need
Yeah.
each other and resources,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Is because you can provide something
Mhm.
that, is a safe, vetted space,
Yep.
right? And, we just, you contacted me and got a veteran and her husband taken care of like that, and that is exactly what resources are about, and
Yep.
all of us working together as a group.
Yeah.
I
you know.
agree.
So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I am truly blessed to have the opportunity to sit here with you again.
Thank
It's been a
you.
long time.
For real.
She's an amazing woman.
Well,
She really is. I don't know how she did the 20 years in the Air Force. I couldn't make it past 4. I was like, I'm out of here.
I liked it at the time.
What'd you do in the military?
So I had 4 different career fields. I started out in admin,
Okay.
and then I was out here at the guard unit at the F-16 unit. And so I did aviation resource management. I helped anytime the pilots went up to fly, I managed their training and stuff like
That's
that.
so cool.
Yeah.
And then I was an airfield manager, which was probably one of my favorite jobs. I handled everything that came on and off the airfield, scheduled airspace, air-to-air refuelings, that kind of stuff.
You had a fun job.
That was cool.
Yeah.
And then I was a first sergeant, AKA babysitter. So that was not so fun.
Hey, babysitter.
Yeah, I was a babysitter.
That sucked.
Yeah.
You got out.
Yeah. And so, I had a really great career while I was in and did some really cool things, went to some amazing places, and 25 years, baby, 25 years.
Well, I'm honored to
Thank you.
sit here with you and call you my sister. I really am.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Let's talk more. Tell me more.
What else do you want to know?
Tell me, break your programs down for us.
Okay, so right now we've got, like I said, the individual and family therapy. So I do that. And that's clinical, right? So I'm a licensed clinical social worker in the state of Michigan.
So do you run
So-
like a Monday through Friday, like office hours 9 to 5? What do you do?
Well, I work full time in
Oh, yeah, that's right.
addition
You said
to
that.
the farm. So because we know farms are expensive. All those animals I mentioned,
Yeah.
they have to eat,
Yeah.
whether somebody is helping me pay for that or not, right? So we have to make sure we're able to take care of all those things. So my whole family works full time, and then we all help. But luckily, I'm in the school district and as an administrator now, so I have the whole month of July off
Oh, okay.
and the first week of August. So all of my summer programming I have packed into this
Sure.
time that I'm home. So it's the Keeper program for the veterans. So
Mhm.
we started that last Saturday,
Okay.
which there's a barrier to that, right? There's a challenge in getting people to come.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I don't know what to do about
Yeah,
that, short of renting a bus and driving around and picking everybody up.
Absolutely.
But then that cuts into our therapy time. Maybe
Yeah.
we do therapy time in the bus.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll get creative.
So is it all day? What does that day look made up of?
For the veterans program
Yes.
or all of them?
For that particular program, the
Okay,
Keeper program that
so
you're talking
the
about now.
Keeper program is 6 weeks. So it's and each session kind of focuses on a different processing of trauma, right, and how it affects our bodies.
So are they 1 hour sessions or are they
Hour
there
and
all
a
day?
half.
Okay.
Hour and a
They come
half.
for an hour and a half.
Hour and
Okay.
a half. Yep.
How many are in a group?
12.
Okay.
I have spots for 12.
And are they all veterans in this veteran group, or are they mixed?
The last time I think all but one, right?
No, but two. Mia and John weren't.
Oh, okay. John. Okay, John wasn't. Yeah.
Go
Yeah.
ahead.
So and then I'm very honest about like what I bring to the table, right? And so
Mhm.
I help them. What I'm there for is to guide the clinical healing part of it.
Mhm.
So how being a veteran, what you brought home with you from that experience, how
Mhm.
that affects your daily life now.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I help with.
Yeah.
And I am not a traditional therapist in the way that I don't do the whole like, okay, so here's the question. So let everybody answer. Or, how did that make you feel? Like, you're not going to hear that stuff from me because I think if people are investing in trying to change themselves, they need somebody that's willing to challenge them.
Mhm.
So, and I think the veterans really respect that,
Yes,
to be
they do.
honest.
Yeah, they do.
And
The
the
ones that
people
were
that are
there
in
very-
substance use
Mhm.
recovery really respect that, right? Because they're not there for the feel good. They're there for the hurts,
Mhm.
the challenge,
And the
and then
truth.
to recover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is this your first season doing this?
The
The
keeper
veterans?
program, yes, but
Okay.
not the first season with the veterans. So we've been with them and we've done some stuff with them and opened the farm. Like there's been a couple veterans where Ann has reached out and just said, "Hey, I've got a veteran that's in trouble. Are you free in 2 hours? Because one of my people are going to pick him up and then they're coming to the farm." And I'm like, "I'll be there." Right. So
So the reason that I say this is
Mhm.
because the common question, and I get asked this a lot in this horse world, right? Because
Okay.
people want to serve veterans all the time. And it's the easiest to serve a veteran if you have a veteran attached, right?
Mhm.
And so the reason that I say that is if maybe you take somebody who's been in this keeper program. I'm not telling you how to run your business. I'm just
no,
trying to give you
please
ideas.
share.
So whoever comes out of the 6-week program, they maybe, are your sidekick, right? And can help you with this next 6
Yeah.
weeks, right?
We've got a couple that would do it, I'm
Because-
sure.
Yep.
That's going to be a key component because no matter what you think you bring to the table, you're still a civilian.
Oh,
From a veteran's
100%.
perspective,
Yeah.
right?
100%.
And it's no disrespect, but
Yeah.
you put a veteran, and that's exactly why this Inspired Lumber just did that, right? Because it was 2 civilians trying to run it. and they couldn't
so
get
they brought
veterans to
somebody
come.
in. Okay.
You've got to bring a veteran in, right?
Yeah.
Because then it becomes a trusted space.
You want to come join our group?
No.
I thought you were making a pitch for this.
No, I have enough to do.
Just do 1 6-week session and tell me what you think. Come on. Come on, girl.
You didn't even finish the question.
No.
She was like, no.
No. There's actually, I think there's a couple veterans just from our first 6 week. And the way that I run the program is it's very much like everybody talks and like we present things.
Yeah.
And so like I said, I come from the clinical side, but I would say it was more group speak. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It wasn't like me
Yeah,
leading it.
and,
It was
and you
more
want
of
that
them.
veteran. Yeah, you want that veteran.
You do have to have that veteran
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Because that veteran can go, oh my gosh, there's this amazing because I'll tell you, we have
Yeah.
never advertised once for a veteran to go through our program here. Never once. Every single veteran, all 30 of them that have graduated have been word of mouth. All 15 that are in it are word of mouth. We've never said, hey, we got 2 open slots, come. It's all word of mouth.
Yeah.
And
That's
so,
a lot of our programs too. It's
yeah.
all
And because it's,
referral.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's, it's just a suggestion.
Yeah.
And that's what I tell a lot of people who want to be able to. And Inspired Lumber, like I said, they just brought this Marine on and he's just brand new, like 2 weeks in to them bringing him because they're like, can't get veterans to come.
You can't if
Right.
there's not a veteran involved. Remember
Yeah.
we had somebody in the very beginning when I was starting Downriver for Veterans.
Yeah.
She wanted to start it before me.
Mm-hmm.
Only mine is Downriver FOR veterans. She wanted Downriver the number 4 veterans.
Okay.
And she went to the city of Southgate. I was supposed to be in the meeting and I was running late. And she went to the city and said, I'm going to start this nonprofit. And they're like, are you a veteran? And she said, no. And they said, it will never work.
Because she was wanting to do just for veterans,
But
right?
you can't,
Yeah.
you've got to have that connection with a veteran, whether you've gone through what they went through or not.
Mhm.
They don't even care if you've gone through what they've gone through. But they need the title veteran to be
They need somebody who
attached.
can speak or
Yeah.
not speak their
Yeah.
silent language.
Yeah.
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 Because that's just what happens. I mean, we could be in the same room and go and just get each other, right?
Mhm.
And I mean, that is priceless to a
Yeah.
program,
Yeah.
for sure.
I have a veteran that might be good for you.
Okay.
He's, I'm not going to be able to help him. I know I can't. It's mental.
Mm.
But I think he's a Marine. Great guy. He's got some things he needs to go through. But I think if he works with you, I think he would be a good partner. I really do. He's got no kids, not married.
Yeah.
Needs
Tell him to
something
come
to
this
do.
Saturday.
I'm going to reach out to him.
Tell him to come this Saturday.
So your first class was this last Saturday?
Yeah.
Okay. So do they have to sign any sort of contract that says that they will come all 6 weeks?
I don't have them do that, guys. In fact, I let them kind of choose because it's not like a running thing. But
Okay.
everybody last time except one came every week. So
Okay.
our first series that we ran, we did 6 weeks.
Okay.
And they all came.
Okay.
And so it was pretty nice. There's two that didn't come.
Well,
all
the
of
one
them.
got sick, so
Yeah, I know that's not. Yeah, that
Yeah.
happens too, and
Yeah,
I understand
for sure.
that. But I think what the really cool part about it is that with the clinical expertise and like the serving of the population, being able to bring that part is important, right? Because so that's why you need the partnership.
Yeah.
Because the veteran can bring the experience and speak the speak,
Mhm.
but the mental health piece of that
Yeah.
would be missing.
Yeah, that's
Right?
exactly
So-
why we do.
But that's
I
why
don't
there
pretend
has
to be
to
a
be
mental
the
health specialist.
collaborations,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
To bring in, and that's why you have them here.
Yeah.
You have your
I don't know
clinical
mental
people
health.
here.
Yeah, for
Yep.
sure. Mhm.
And that's so the people, the whole body can be addressed.
Yeah, it's important.
the whole
that's
thing.
what
Mhm.
you're
Yep.
what you're good at, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we have like the substance use recovery program for women, and then we have the residential foster care summer farm program. So we have 2 residential programs that come out every summer, and they do a summer farm program.
And what does that look like?
They come out for 5 to 6 weeks, and that's an hour and a half each time still. And then we do so each week, each program has a written program that tells each session what they're going to be doing
Mhm.
and the goals. So we work in cognitive behavioral and trauma informed therapy with animal assisted therapy.
Okay.
So it's the whole shebang.
Are you the only person in there, or do you like have family
Oh no,
members that are
I've got
helping you?
I've got
Okay.
helpers.
Okay,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah. My daughter is actually a school social worker as well.
Oh, nice.
So she's also a clinical therapist.
Nice. So she's
So she's
definitely
helping.
Yeah, yeah.
And then my son is an EMT right now, and he
Oh.
just got accepted to the paramedic program.
Oh,
So he
nice.
starts in
Yeah.
September.
Nice.
So we've got our first responders. So I think we're going to actually offer the keeper program to first responders as well, because
Yeah.
it's a lot of the same,
Oh, yeah.
right? Same
for sure.
language, same
Yeah.
walk-in, like
Yeah.
healing process.
Absolutely.
So we're going to open that up to them. So we're in conversation for that. And then what else do we do?
When
My
are you
goodness,
quitting your
there's
job?
So many things. Well, I'm actually 50, so I can retire full-time from the schools at 60. So I'm 50 and a half. So I'm like 9.5 more years. I can retire fully and just focus on the farm.
Yeah.
And the programs.
Yeah.
So
So what?
That's great.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
what made you want to start it?
probably because like going through what I went through, going like the trauma and the insecurities of housing, family, like who was going to be taking care of me and when. I always had animals. Always, like horses were always a part of it. Even growing up little, like when my mom was in a better place, when she got into not a good place, the horses were always a part of that, because her father was in the Marines, and he opened a dairy farm. So we would go every summer and be at the dairy farm, and there were horses and goats and dairy cattle and just 300 acres of amazingness.
Mm-hmm.
So it's always been something. So anytime that my life has had big changes that were scary and uncertain, the certainty of the animals that were in my life were always there.
That's amazing.
And
So how
yeah,
long have you been at your place?
only 7 years.
Okay.
We bought our farm in 2018, and it only had the house and one little shed.
And did you buy it specifically to start this?
To start a portion of it,
Okay.
but it grew.
Oh yeah, yeah. It always
Because
does.
you know
yeah.
your mission, you like
Yeah. Oh
you
yeah.
start looking around and you're like, oh, this would be really cool, and
Yeah.
I'll add that and
Yeah.
do this, and so it just keeps growing.
Yeah.
And
Well,
we have
organic
people,
growth is amazing.
It's
I think it's the
when
best.
you live it and then you
Mhm.
just see it, and like it's really cool because we speak about things and then they just happen.
Mhm.
And we actually have people reaching out to us from out of state. I have 2 people reaching out from out of state that want to come and tour our farm
Mhm.
because they have veteran people that live here and they want to connect them
That
to
is
the farm. And
great.
I don't even know how they heard
Yeah.
about us.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah.
But it's like you said, it's word
Yeah.
of mouth. It's people sharing and
Oh.
saying we have this awesome program, and
Heck
so
yeah.
someone's coming. They're flying in from Wisconsin
That's
to
amazing.
tour the farm.
That's great.
Yeah,
That's
right.
big.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on.
So do you go out? Has the media been out? Do you go out and speak? I mean, what?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I've had lots of different, like small things, but like with DTE, with the foundation grant that we got from them, we got 50,000,
Mhm.
and that they only did it for a year, but we did the money to where it would cover 2 summers of programming.
Mhm.
and other costs of the farms and
Yeah.
stuff. But so they came out and they did a professional video, but it's not been released yet. But
Mm.
it is beautiful, like the
Oh.
way they put it together.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, so it's really cool. So we've had a story in Monroe County paper, like Monroe News, and so yeah, we've had little things.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That's great.
So do you do all your social media too?
Mm-hmm. I do.
Yeah. She's like, I do it all.
I just this thing is pretty convenient. It's
yeah.
addictive,
Yeah.
but it's also very convenient. So I
Yeah.
can like do a lot from the phone.
So what was your experience with the first time you went out there?
I didn't want to leave. I really didn't want to leave because I'm like her. If I didn't have a real good upbringing. I was adopted. I love animals. They're like your dog. They'll love you no matter what.
They do.
And you go out there and you see them and you get lost. You know, when I go to see the horse or I look at the horse and I'm like, it's like there's nobody else there but you.
Mm-hmm.
And I still want to stay in one of the cabins.
Let's make it happen.
I know. I can't find the time.
You have to make the time.
I know.
I know.
But then I got a husband at home with 4 dogs. I worry about the dogs. I ain't worried about him.
Well, you could go check on your dogs. We're close enough.
Yeah, I
You
ain't
can
doing
come back
that
quickly.
shit. Sorry. Sorry.
It's over 18. You can say that.
Okay. Yeah, no. If I go somewhere, I don't go back home.
Fair enough.
No. No. But it's very good. We've had a few veterans out there. The ones that are, the ones that you can't really get them out in the public.
Mhm.
They're pretty much, don't talk to me about stuff, just leave me alone. Well, that's a perfect place for that kind of veteran
Mhm.
Yes.
because they feel through the horse or the pig or the cow or the duck
Or the
whatever.
space itself.
Yes.
It is the
Yes.
space.
Mhm.
I'm telling you, it is the
Yeah.
space.
We say it here all the time.
It is.
When you pull through the driveway, it's the space.
There's
That's
a
it.
change.
Isn't that what I
Yeah.
said when I pulled in? I go, I want to move in.
It's a spiritual experience.
Yeah.
But I feel very honored to sit here with you two. Like I did tell my husband that. Like I was like, I don't know how I got invited to this table because these women,
Because you're important.
goodness gracious.
important.
Because you're serving
So-
veterans.
Yeah.
Well,
Right?
I am, and I'm open to all suggestions. So
And-
like I love that.
and
Like, I
also-
want to do more.
Yeah.
you know?
And so, but we don't serve civilians. We
Uh-huh.
serve only veterans, right? We don't serve first responders. We don't do any of that. So we
and I
are
do both.
we
Well, I
are
will be
a veteran only
Yeah.
facility.
Yep.
And it's not that I don't want to serve first responders. It's something we might do
Yeah.
way
yeah.
later.
Yeah.
But serving veterans is my passion. That's what I know.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so there's 30,000 between Lucas County and Monroe County alone. And so there's plenty to be served. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
And-
like getting them to where they need to be though. That is
Yeah.
I don't know.
Finding them is the hard part.
Yeah, for sure.
Wow.
But the fact that, I mean, we get people through here all the time that ask, about civilians. Do you allow civilians to take part in the programming? We don't allow them in the programming, but they can come out and there's different ways that they can get
Yeah,
involved
yeah.
and be part of the
Right.
ranch.
Right.
But if they're looking for programming, like we have a recreational therapy farm that's right down the road. And she's who we send
That's beautiful.
kids to, right?
Yeah. That's
And
beautiful.
so totally different mission.
Mhm.
Her mission isn't veterans, right? And even if it was, she does something totally different. She does recreational therapy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
That is different.
And so it's something totally different. So it's great to always have a handful of these different pocket organizations to be able to reach out to and,
Mhm.
and collaborate, right? For
Especially
sure.
if you get those veterans, you got to have an answer for them when they call. And if you can't do it, you need to direct them to where they can go because too
And
many
somebody you can
times.
trust.
Yes, because there's too many times the veteran gets dropped in between the cracks.
Yeah.
Oh, when
And
she calls me, my husband laughs because he's like, "It's Ann, isn't it?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'll be there. We gotta go home, honey, right now." I'm like, there's somebody coming. It'll be like it was Ann, wasn't it? I'm like, yeah. Gotta go. Well, because sometimes it is about the moment too, though, right? Like if they're willing at that moment, you can't say, "Oh, she's not available till
And
Monday."
I'm
Yeah.
bad.
At 4.
I
Like-
will admit that I am so bad at that. My husband's like, he'll say, "Have you seen the tool? Do you know where the laundry is? Do you know?" And I get up and he goes, "Where are you going?" I go to find the tool, the laundry. He goes, "Why?" I go, "Because it has to be done now." And that's how I am with DFE. If somebody calls
Yeah.
me and says, "I need
do.
food," I'm like,
Now.
it's 3 o'clock in the morning, and I put the phone down and I'm like, Mooney, what are you doing? We gotta go deliver food. But
Pretty much.
it is, and I know my husband has said it, my kids have said it, Mom, the only downfall is you are just like right now. I go, I cannot change the way I've been all my life. I
The way we
can't.
operate.
Yeah.
So do you have a protocol? Like, do they have to have a DD-214? Do they have to be honorably discharged? What are your parameters?
For our food, I asked for a DD-214 or a VA card.
Mhm.
I will help anybody because the VOA and the VBA and everybody else, if you have a dishonorable discharge, you're not getting anything. I do have some veterans that have called me and said, I've got a dishonorable, can I get it changed? And I've linked them up with attorneys to help them. All I require is a DD-214, and I can be really the really bad on.
But you have to understand why she's bad. So, for example, we had this veteran call. She needed help. She was getting evicted. Ann's like, why are you getting evicted? Well, because I didn't pay my bill, blah, blah, blah. Ann's like, how much do you owe? $38,000. Okay. Why did you wait until you owe $38,000 to call me? And so when I stood there one day going, the way she was talking, but I understand it now because some of them they're just dumb.
Yeah.
They got $4,000 they get a month because they're 100%.
Yeah.
And they want her to pay the bills. It's like, okay, what did you do with that $4,000?
Yeah, for sure.
Well,
Yeah.
I did this, and then I gave somebody this, and I did this. And she's like, well, I can't help you if you're going to waste it and not pay your bills.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because I can't keep helping you every month when you decide you want to go to the casino or you want to give somebody else money or you're going to spend it on something that you actually don't need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I get some of the craziest, like this morning, Kevin, this kid calls me, and you could tell he's severe PTSD. And
Look at her eyes.
he calls me, I know. He calls me and he goes, hi, is this Ann? And I said, yes, this is Ann. I said, who am I talking to? So he tells me he's a Marine. I go, so what's going on? Well, I have an old BMW and I had to Uber it to Rochester Hills to get the key fob because I couldn't find, and this is all in 2 seconds.
I was on the other
I couldn't,
line.
I couldn't find the key fob, and I brought it back home, and I live in Royal Oak, and I put it to the keyhole and it won't work and my car won't start and I don't know what to do. And I'm moving into a new apartment. I go, okay, hold it up. I go, right now, breathe through your nose and out your mouth. Are you listening to me? He goes, I'm doing it right now. I go, I can be your sister or your mother. I'm a vet. So I cannot have a conversation with you while I'm twirling my hair because you're going crazy. He goes, my kids tell me that. I go, you need to take a deep breath. We got you. Okay. So thank God a guy called me, he wants to do a fundraiser for us, and he lives in Warren. I said, can you get to Royal Oak? And he goes, yeah, why? I go, I got a vet out there, and I know there's a way this fob will work. He's just not doing it right. He goes, I'll go out there. He goes, is he okay? And I go, yeah, he's fine. He's just
Is he okay?
he's because you never know.
Yeah.
So I call Kevin back. I go, Kevin, somebody's coming out. He goes, I think I butt down to you a little while ago. Did your phone ring? Because I looked at my phone and your name was in there and I really didn't go to call you. I go, breathe through your nose. So I told him somebody was coming out. I said, I need you to do me a favor. He goes, what? I go, do you have a dog? He goes, yes. I go, I need you to take that dog for a walk about 5 times a day. That's a lot. I go, yes, it is. You need to take the dog for a walk. You need to breathe through your nose, out through your mouth, and you need to focus on the fresh air. He goes, my children tell me that. I go, then believe them. He said, they don't want to see me because they say I'm crazy. I go, you're not crazy, sweetheart. You just have to learn how to meditate. You need to relax. I said, so what are you going to do when you get off the phone with me? He goes, I'm going to go sit on the couch with my dog and breathe through my nose and out through my mouth 10 times. I go, we made it.
Oh my gosh.
But these are the crazy calls. I get everything. And it's not, some of them are just crazy.
Yeah, they are.
So we do the same thing. Is a veteran does not have to have an honorable discharge.
Okay.
Because me personally, as a vet, that really bothers me when other organizations
Yes.
say that they have to have an honorable discharge, right? I mean, that's my personal opinion, but they raised their hand. Who knows what they got thrown out from?
Absolutely.
I honestly think they need help worse,
Yeah.
you know, depending on what it is.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
So we
Do you vet them?
Yeah, so we do require a DD 214, but they can have a dishonorable discharge. That doesn't, you know, and everybody says, you know, do you serve veterans that combat veterans with PTSD? And the answer is yes, but the story here is more than that, right?
Yeah.
Because there's more veterans than just combat veterans. And,
Yes.
and you don't,
Absolutely.
and you know, something that we talk about here is the military sexual trauma that is never talked about, right?
Never.
And so in conjunction with that is the transition, and that's never talked about.
No.
And so the only thing that matters is PTSD in combat, which is not how it works there, you know?
Yeah.
And so we try to bring light to those
Yeah.
other things as well.
Yeah, we get a lot of veterans with the MST. A lot.
Yeah.
And a lot of them have, well, I would say out of 10, there's probably 3 of them that got dishonorable discharges.
Yeah.
And you know they shouldn't have.
Yeah.
But they did because of their commander or something else.
Yeah.
There was a reason behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we are getting close. We're down to 4 minutes. So I want to keep us on track. So are there any, you were starting to talk about somebody's having a fundraiser. What's a fundraiser? Do you got more
Oh,
fundraisers?
I don't know
coming?
yet. It's not coming. I
Okay.
don't know. The only one we do have on the 19th, we have Foundation 14
Oh, yes.
and us are having a ride at the Harley Davidson in Taylor. We have a ride that day. And we
Do you have a
also
bike?
You don't want to put me on a bike. Yeah, I got this kind. Yeah, no bike for me. Yeah, that's me. And then we have a golf outing also that same day. So her and I are doing the ride, and my other board members are doing the golf outing.
Okay.
So that's next Saturday. And then if anybody wants to join us, if they're a vet,
Mhm.
at the Sam Jam.
What is that?
Sam Jam is in Woodhaven. It is a huge carnival, bands, fireworks, but DFE gets our own area.
Oh, okay.
So we have our own area. We bring a grill. We grill hamburgers and hot dogs.
Sounds fun.
All the veterans come with their families. They bring a dish,
To pass around.
pass around, and some of them take their kids on the rides, and then we watch the fireworks and we just all hang out.
Nice. And
That's
how
Friday.
long has that been going on?
Oh God, 6 years now?
Yeah.
6 years.
Oh, wow.
They call us every year. They put our signs up to direct people in. And
We
it's
have our own parking
every
spot
year,
and
yeah.
everything.
That
It
is
grows
amazing.
every year. And the veterans they love it because we're far enough away from the bang,
Mm-hmm.
so they don't,
Yeah.
panic.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all veterans, like you
Mhm.
said. It's
Yeah.
all veterans.
Yeah.
Veterans meeting other veterans they've
Yeah.
never known. So that's
Yeah.
Friday night. So this weekend's crazy for us.
It sounds like it's.
But I want to come. I want to know before 2 minutes. I want to know when's your next dinner thing because Anna and I want to come
the
to your-
17th.
17th.
This month?
Next Thursday. Mm-hmm. It's
Oh,
always the third
I'll
Thursday
be
of
in
the month.
Missouri.
Well, I'm not. I'm gonna drag her with me. Okay, if there's food and fun, I'm coming. I love food.
There's always a lot of good food
Yeah.
here. Yeah.
Yeah, she was telling me tell Mooney about it real quick.
So the third Thursday of every month, we have a community dinner, and it's usually sponsored by somebody in the civilian community because, again, it's that transitional
Yeah.
piece,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
And so they usually provide either $300 for the dinner or they provide the main dish for the dinner, and then all the veterans have to bring a side dish along with it.
Cool.
And it's from 6 to 8, and we get
We're
between
coming.
50 and 60 people that show up every single month,
Oh,
and the
wow.
kids play, and they
I'll
just
just stay away from the little children.
yeah, don't do them either. No. What about you? Any fundraisers coming up for you?
Our next one that we're working on right now is actually going to be December 9th.
Okay.
So we'll be sending out a flyer to kind of do a save the date. But we've got our venue, so it's gonna be in Flat Rock,
Okay.
and we're doing a ladies' Christmas pajama event.
Oh!
So we're gonna have pictures with Santa. We're gonna
We're
have
in.
a table for cookie decorating. We're gonna do Santa stocking decorating. We're going to have a silent auction.
I make a
So-
mean Mrs. Santa.
Listen,
I play Mrs.
Oh,
Santa.
I've seen her. I've seen
believe
her.
that.
I do.
You have the look. Like you
She
already
does.
I do. I
She
play
does. She
Mrs.
looks-
Claus.
I can see that. My husband does Santa Claus.
You
He
look
does
like
that
you
too.
got a job now.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we're gonna do that, and then that's our main one that's coming up, and then the following year we're probably going to do a dancing in the country, so line dancing. At the
Oh,
farm. And we're gonna
sweet.
bring
Yeah.
in a DJ and bring in somebody to teach line dancing.
Oh,
So that's the one
fun.
that we're talking about.
Bring
for next
Santa,
year.
Mrs.
Bring
Santa,
Santa.
to the line dancing
Okay.
too. I want to see that crap.
We can
I don't know about
totally
that.
do that. Yeah, but we love the ladies events. Like I do. I try to do, because there's not a lot of programming that focuses on women.
Mhm.
So we do a lot of women speak at our
Cool.
farm too, just so you know. So we do a lot of
Coming to
that.
that.
So,
Yeah, that's amazing.
Okay.
yeah,
Well, you guys, our time is up here.
that went really fast.
I know, very
We
fast.
needed another hour.
Yeah, right.
Not unless you're going to feed me. No.
Oh yeah, shouldn't get her.
Yeah, I didn't get my spaghetti.
So I want to thank everybody for
Thank
coming.
you.
Thank you for being
Thank
part
you
of
for
this. Thank
having
you for
us.
what you do.
Thank you.
Thank you for what you do.
Same
it was
back
so,
at ya.
it was so exciting to get to meet you in person finally. And-
I felt that too. Very
yeah,
cool.
and so I can't wait to come out and see your place for sure.
Please.
But yeah, you guys like their pages, follow them, send people to them. That's just what we do. We
Mhm.
try to help each other out. So
Amen.
yeah, we will see you next Thursday, and you have a great night.
Thank
Wednesday.
you.
Wednesday.